This video covers fall review number 3 about some calculator steps and some matrices. So first they ask us, what buttons do you press to clear the calculator? So you click second, the plus sign, 7, 1, and 2. So we're going to do that with our calculator, second plus 7, 1, 2. So this one just covers a couple of different things that could come up on the EOC. Example 1 is, what is the slope between these 2 points? So whenever you are given 2 points, we recommend that you put them in stat edit to come up with the slope. When you use stat edit, you have to keep the points together like you see them. So -4 and 0 are my x's, 0 and 2 are the y's that correspond with those points. And then I click stat, scroll to stat calc option 4, and I click enter, and then I click enter a couple of times until I get to what I want. Slope is your A or your M value, which in this case is 0.5. None of my answer choices match that, so I'm going to type 0.5 math, enter to turn it into a fraction. I could have marked out A and B because my slope is not a negative number, but those are negatives. Example 2, we have some data in a table that represents the relative distance in miles between a car and a particular mile marker on the highway over time. They ask what the slope of the equation represents. So in order to find the slope, I'm going to put this all in stat edit. My x's go in L1. And my y's go in L2. If this goes too fast for you, feel free to pause so you have time to plug this in. And remember that you hit enter after every entry. So I click stat calc 4, enter, and I get my slope. My A value is 62. The only one that has 62 is answer choice F. Example 3, they ask us which inequality is graphed. I can see that my B value is 2, and all of these have that. I also notice they all have the exact same slope, so what I really need to be looking at is the shading. Well, first, this is a dashed line, and dashed lines have no line under the inequality, which marks out C and D. And then if I check, this is shading below 2. So y is getting less than 2. Remember, less than looks like the letter L in less, which would be answer choice A. The other option you have is to notice that 0, 0 is in your shaded area. So you could plug in 0. Is 0 less than 2? Yes. If you plug it into answer choice B, 0 is not greater than 2, so you can do point testing of something in the shaded area. Example 4 asks which graph represents the solution to the following system of linear equations. So we're given a system up here and a bunch of graphs. So what I'm going to do is use matrices because this is set up for matrices, and then see which matrice, what my answer is from the matrices and which one matches the graph. So matrices, we have x, y, and answer. In the first one we have 7, -2, and -39. The second one is 1, 5, and 5. So when I set this up to put in a matrix in the calculator, I click second because I need that blue word matrix and matrix. I scroll to math because that's the class we're in, and I'm looking for the really rapid equation fixer. And then I click alpha zoom. I want a 2 by 3. And then I use my right arrow to scroll to the next number, and I type them in like I wrote them. When I click enter, remember that a normal solution has the 1, 0, 0, 1, which is what mine has, and then it tells me -5, 2. So my solution is -5, 2, so I'm going to see if any of these have that. So -5, 2 is right here. That would be a solution. -5, 2, H is not possible. -5, 2, G is not possible. J, -5, 2 is also not possible. So if I had multiple ones that both had that same solution, then I would need to solve these for y and see if one of the graphs is graphed incorrectly. But in this case, I found my solution, so I'm good. So example 5, they ask us which of these shows the solution to the system shown below. If I notice all of these cross at the same point, but they have different shading, so I'm going to have to solve these for y, because finding a point where they cross won't help me since they all cross at the same place. So if I solve this bottom one, because that's the fastest one, y is less than or equal to 3x plus 2. So I'm looking for it to cross at 2. I'm looking for it to have a solid line, and less than would be shaded underneath, which is not answer choice C. A, I'm looking for it to cross 2. I'm looking for it to have a solid line and to be shaded underneath, which is not that one. B, I'm looking for it to cross at 2, solid line, shaded under, that one fits. D, cross at 2, shaded under, that one works as well. So now I have to solve this one. So I'm going to go up above. X minus 3y is less than 12. I'm going to move x, so negative 3y is less than negative x plus 12. Divide by negative 3. Remember, when you divide by a negative, your sign flips. So I'm looking at B and D. Both of them have dashed lines. Both of them cross at 4, so it's all about that shading. Y is greater than negative 4, greater than would shade above the line. B does not have the shading there, but D does, so D is my answer. Example 6, a high school band held a bake sale. The number of cupcakes sold was 4 more than twice cookies. Band sold a total of 52 cupcakes and cookies. How many of each were sold? So I will use C for cupcakes and O for cookies. They tell us cupcakes was or equals, so C for cupcakes equals 4 more than twice the cookies. And there were 52 cupcakes and cookies total. So I want to use matrices. This equation is already set up. 1 cupcake, 1 cookie, 52. This one is not, so I need to subtract 2O, and I put in cupcakes, cookies, and number. So I'll have 1 cupcake, negative 2 on the cookies, and 4 for the total. And then plug into matrices. So second matrix, math, B, enter, alpha, zoom, and I have 1, 1, 52, 1, negative 2, and 4. So I get a normal solution and 3616. They have asked me about cupcakes, which I put in first, so that would be 36. Test taking strategy for you, I could mark out A and D because neither of those are my answers that I got from the calculator, so now I have a 50-50 chance if I do have to guess. Example 7, adult and student tickets for a school concert. Adults are 12 each, students are 8 each. 360 tickets sold for $3,480. So I notice I have money, money, and money. And then they're asking about tickets. I can look at my answer choices for what my variables are going to be. So we'll use A for adult and S for student. So because I have money, money, and a total money, I'm going to have a money equation. So 12 for adults, 8 for students equals 3,480. And then I had some adult and some student for a total of 360 tickets. This is set up for matrices, so I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. Second matrix math, RF, alpha zoom, 2 by 3. So I have 12, 8, and 3, 480, 1, 1, and 360. And so my answer is 150, can't read, 150 and 210. So anything that doesn't have those numbers, I will cross out. Oh, look, it's answer choice D, and I didn't even have to figure out which one was which. But if I did, I put in A, then S, so it comes out A, then S. Example 8, we have dimes and quarters. There are 10 more dimes than quarters in total money. So there are 10 more dimes than quarters. Dimes equal 10 more than quarters. And then we have a money equation. Money equations, we always have to put the value with the coin. So dimes are worth 10. Quarters are 0.25. And your total money is $6.95. They want to know how many quarters. So I need dimes, quarters, and number for my matrices. My money equation is set up for that. My other equation, I need to move Q to the other side, so I have D minus Q equals 10. So I can plug in second matrix math RF alpha zoom 2 by 3. So we have 0.10, 0.25, and total money, and then 1, -1, and 10. So we get 27 and 17. I'm going to mark out anything that's not either of those. And then remind myself that I put in dimes then quarters. They want quarters, so quarters is 17.